Hello and welcome back to Tom's Tavern. Today is going to be a big video. So, talking about all of the Fortnite seasons that I've played and ranking them in a tier list, as you can see here. So, right off the bat, I started playing in Chapter 2, Season 1. I've played every season since, a fair amount. Some seasons more than others, obviously. But yeah, I've played a lot. A lot of Fortnite over the last, 5 years, 5.5 years. A lot of hours, a lot of V-Bucks, a lot of everything, right? Yeah, so we're going to be ranking every season here. My own personal opinion, you'll resonate with stuff very differently. There's so many seasons and so many, different things to talk about that we're going to differ. No one's going to be the exact same. So keep any responses like civil in the comments. Let me know what your favorite season was and all that. Be cool to see. But yeah, so we'll dive right into it. Starting off with Chapter 2, Season 1. So this season was extended and delayed when I was playing it, so I spent a lot of time on this map. And the first 2 weeks, I just decided to, with my friend, I'm like, what if we play Fortnite? That'd be kind of fun. You know what? Because prior to that, I thought Fortnite sucked. I hated it, and I fell into the, the stigma of people that were just like, oh, that game's, crap. That game's for, XYZ people. And when I played it, I'm like, this is great. Free, it looks good, fun. What's there to complain about, right? So this game, I'm letting you know right now, this game was super impactful for me, and that's top tier. That's just my beginning. There's so many fun memories with my friend playing this. A lot of this is really connected to the aesthetic of the map and my time with friends playing it. But I just had such a blast. It was really cool experiencing all the Star Wars events. A bunch of these, I haven't thought about the seasons in a while, so I'm going to try and remember off the top of my head, what was within the season. Because I'm including, collabs that were in the season or the Battle Pass. It's a mixture of everything, right? But yeah, banger of a time, so I love the game. It's, easily top tier for me. And then Chapter 2, Season 2, with Midas and the Spies and all that. This Battle Pass was a bit better. I enjoyed it a bit more. I don't love the spy aesthetic, but I thought it implemented on the map pretty well. I really enjoyed it. And again, it had that early feeling of I was still experiencing the game, and this was my first new season. So I saw what the changes were and all that. So yeah, I thought it was very solid. I'm going to put that in top tier as well. I'm going to put it below the first season because the first season just had that magic of when I first played, which I know a lot of you guys will probably be a bit biased to yourselves when you first played, whatever season it was. It just really speaks to me, So yeah, but still a great season. I really enjoyed it. And then we have Chapter 2, Season 3. So this was Aquaman and all that, and the map getting to the point of being over flooded and all that. Honestly, it was all fun. All of these, perfectly fun in their own way. But I didn't really resonate with it, sort of on as much of a level. So I'm going to put that in good tier. And by that point as well, I had played the game so much. So I think I was feeling a little bit of exhaustion by that point, just over, playing so much of the game. So yeah, I'd put it in good tier, to be honest. The Battle Pass I didn't like as much. It was good. I liked it, but yeah. And then we have the Marvel seasons. That was honestly really fun. It was cool to have Mjolnir. Wolverine was fun. And again, all of this being on the Chapter 2 original map and all that, I'm like, there's a bit of, sort of flair with it and personal connection. So I really fucked with it. I really enjoyed the, what was it? The, Galactus cutscene sort of event thing and all that. So I really enjoyed that. So honestly, I'm going to put it in great tier. I enjoyed it. Yeah, quite a bit. And then Chapter 2, Season 5 with the Mandalorian and all that. I enjoyed that. That was fun. But again, the next couple seasons is when it was sort of the game was being a little bit exhausted with my friends at the time because of just how much we were playing all the other seasons. But again, I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it was good, and I'd put it above just because I like the aesthetic and the Battle Pass a little bit more. And all the Mandalorian stuff was just really fun. So honestly, I'd put it there. Next season, however, the Chapter 2, Season 5. Oh, wait, no, it's 6. This is going to do my head in, saying all these names. The Primal season, I believe it was. Barely cared for the Battle Pass. I enjoyed the animals, like, the wolves and the boars, like, and being able to ride them and all that. That was fun. But everything else, no. Not so much. So, I mean, it was barely decent. It was fine. But barely decent. And then season 7 of chapter 2, I really enjoyed the UFO stuff. I remember taking out so many squads by myself, just abducting them and chucking them back into the storm. I'm pretty sure I did. So that was very fun. The battle pass, I'm pretty sure, was like decent from memory. So honestly, I thought that was quite fun. So I'm going to put that in great, and I'll put it at the top of great because I remember enjoying that season a little bit more. But this season, the end of chapter 2, season 8. Didn't enjoy the battle pass as much, and I thought the map was like, at that point from memory, very like messy, and I don't know, just not really a highlight of my time playing this game. So it's just going in decent, and I'll put it above Primal because like and I remember the like liquefying stuff being like kind of cool, from memory, and I think some of the cube stuff I think was there. But then we get to Chapter 3. Chapter 3, Season 1 was a bit of a renaissance, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is my first experience seeing a whole new chapter. And I sort of reignited with my friend playing the game. And the hype for No Way Home was imprinted on this season, right? So I was so much looking forward to that movie. And the fact that Spider-Man was in this pass, and we had his, web swing for most of it. The memories I have of web swinging around this awesome map, and the design of this map I thought was freaking awesome. So this is easily going in top tier, and is definitely going above the season 2 there. I just really enjoyed so much of that season, and the battle pass is definitely better than most of the previous ones in my opinion. But then we get to season 2 where they have all the war stuff. So I don't like this battle pass too much. And the map just immediately became like everything was too messy, too full on, too much going on. It was fun for like a week or two, and then I don't know, just sort of didn't really, I don't know, it sort of fell off with my friends and all that. So again, that sort of partly it there. So I'm like, I didn't really like vibe with it too much. The war stuff like was like fun for a bit, so I'll put it at the top of decent. But yeah, that's much of a step down compared to season 1. And then season 3 of chapter 3. They kind of did the opposite to the previous season from memory, where they made it all chill and relaxing, but I'm like, it was too chill and relaxing. I remember they had the battle pass was decent. I'm pretty sure that's when they had all the fun like sort of roller coaster stuff and the swinging vehicles where you can like swing on stuff. And I'm not remembering too much else from that season, but the aesthetic was like decent. It was like the map was like cleared up a bit. So I enjoyed that, but it was kind of a bit boring in the other way. So I'm like, I'm going to put that in good, but low good, in my personal opinion. Oh no, this was the season I was thinking of with the liquefying stuff. Sorry, my bad, from earlier. Pretty sure. Yeah, the other one was just the cube stuff. The liquefying stuff in this one is what I enjoyed. But yeah, this one, it was just a decent one. This one surprised me because this chapter was a lot smaller than the previous one, because the last one was 8 seasons. Whereas this one, I think, was 4, I believe. This one was just decent. I'll put it above them. It's, pretty inconsequential season. It was just kind of there. I didn't really have many complaints, not many praises. It was a right time. Nothing too crazy. Chapter 4, Season 1. They really nail the beginning of these chapters, I realize. This season, they introduced dirt bikes. This is probably one of the most gorgeous times, because they updated the graphics, I'm pretty sure, at this point. The Battle Pass, a very awesome Battle Pass, really like this one. The map, with like the medieval sort of stuff implemented in there, and like all the galaxy stuff sort of in the distance on the island, I thought it looked fantastic. So this is definitely going top tier. I'm going to put it behind Chapter 3, though, because I just enjoyed the Spider-Man stuff so much. But it's really up there, and I just barely have any complaints, to be quite honest. So the season 1s of each chapter, they're really nailing, as you can sort of see here. But each season, right? Season 2 of each one goes down a bit. Season 2, Chapter 1 of this, you can already see me, all these numbers are going over the joint. Chapter 4, Season 2, step up. In fact, that's actually going to go above Chapter 3, right? So that one, they evolved on the map. So I loved everything, right? But this time they just like have a cooler Japanese aesthetic mixed with like cyberpunk stuff, right? And the battle pass was fantastic. In this as well, throughout the season, if I'm remembering right, they had the Clone Wars event, which has been the best Star Wars event with like the lightsabers and the force powers and the skins they included within that. And then they also had the Attack on Titan collab. I love Attack on Titan. Them introducing that was fantastic, and the ODM gear was also fantastic. So all of that, this season was just made for me. I loved all of it. So this season, fantastic. I loved this season so much. And the graphics were just stellar of like the lighting and just all the colors and everything. So fantastic season. Love that one. And then the next season, we have some Transformers stuff, and they had like a jungle and all that. It kind of reminded me of a lot of like jungle-inspired PS2 games I played growing up. I honestly really enjoyed this season. I'm going to put this at the top of great. I enjoyed the aesthetic, again, same map with a lot of the same elements as the previous season. The Battle Pass was, it was alright, a bit of a step down. And, not as many great memories with this season, and they didn't have as many cool collabs from memory. So, a little bit of a step down, but still really solid, to be honest. But the next season, that's where it kind of went down for me. The Battle Pass sucks. The aesthetic, nah. So, honestly, I'm going to put it pretty low. I don't know. I remember there being some merit to the season, but I honestly don't remember what that was. So I'll give it a little bit of benefit of the doubt and put it at the top of decent tier, but I don't remember too much great about it. But Chapter 5, Season 1. Again, these Season 1s, they're banging, I'm telling you. This is also going to be top tier. I really enjoyed the Ninja Turtle stuff this season. I thought the map was very solid. I enjoyed all the Christmas stuff when that came out. So I'm going to put that in top tier, but I'm going to put it on the lower end. Because I thought the map after a while was a bit simple. It lost its wear a bit quicker than other seasons, but still very, very strong. But, just compared to what's above it, it fell a little bit flat. However, Season 2 of Chapter 5, talk about made for me and banging. So firstly, the same map that I thought was like, it's like, could use a little bit more zest, right? They're just like, oh yeah, how about we have the Hades underworld and, the gods of Olympus and all that. This battle pass I thought was fantastic. The additions that they made took away like uninteresting parts of the map and added, Greek god stuff, which I thought was awesome. The powers were awesome, Hades Chain, Zeus's Thunderbolt, all that, fantastic. So it just really solid all the way around. And Avatar The Last Airbender is my favorite show of all time. So them doing the mini pass in this and adding all the bending abilities and, all that to the game, that really elevated it all that much more. And I'm just like, this is freaking fantastic. I just loved all of it. So easily for me, that's going in top tier. And that's going in second place, to be honest. I just really, vibed with all of it so much. I thought it was fantastic. Barely anything to complain about. Really solid all the way around. And then we have the next seasons. This is where it's like all Mad Max, Wasteland and all that. The first week or two where they didn't nerf the cars and all that, it was so chaotic and fun. I really wish they didn't nerf stuff. I don't appreciate when they nerf stuff in these games. I enjoyed it so much. It was still solid throughout the rest of the season. The battle pass is alright. Very solid for a bunch of stuff. It was very solid all the way around. So I'm going to put it at the top of great, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. Now, the Marvel season. So this seemed promising, but this was like a lot of empty promises, I feel. The way they treated the Fantastic Four was crazy. And I know this season, as it went along, I don't know, it just kind of felt stale. And I'm just like, this isn't as strong as the last Marvel season. There was still a little bit of merit to it. The battle pass wasn't too bad. Like, they did some things. So I'm going to put it in good, but I'm going to put it at the low end of good. So, you know, it is fine. It's fine. You know, as you can see, like, I don't think any of these are, like, meh, really. But, yeah. Then next, we have, I'll move up here a little bit. Then next, we have the latest chapter. Don't know why I spoke like that for a sec. So chapter 6, season 1, Japanese theme. So I thought this battle pass was very solid. Really enjoyed it. Very beautiful season. And I really love the aesthetic of the whole map. I believe they shrunk it by like 15%, so it was a bit more concise. Or they expanded it. I don't know, either of the two. I think they made it a bit bigger, actually. But I just love the aesthetic of the whole map. I'm like, this is great. But I'm curious to see how they evolve it for the rest of the chapter, right? And yeah, so I you know, I loved it. Again, surprise, surprise. That's going in top tier. I'm gonna put it above season or chapter 5 though, with chapter 6 there, because the Hatsune Miku and Godzilla stuff is what elevated it. It was so cool having Godzilla on the map, being him, fighting him, seeing him go around, and mixture of like the Hatsune Miku sort of festival pass stuff with it. I'm just like, it was just so, like, that's what Fortnite is, right? You know, that's what it should be. And I just really jived with all that, so easily going in top tier for me. And then, yeah, the rest here. So the next season, all the Crime Syndicate stuff, I think it was, and all that. Honestly, it was perfectly fine. Didn't jive with it sort of as much. But I think it's still pretty solid. I enjoyed a bunch. I enjoyed like the gold effective things. And again, still it was on like the same map and everything, obviously. So I'll put it at the top of the good tier. Honestly, I thought it was like, yeah, just pretty solid all the way around. The Star Wars season next. Now, this one I have more thoughts on. So I think it was a bit shorter. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I think there's more they could have done. More interesting skins, better abilities, like with the lightsabers and all that. But everything they did was pretty solid. Having the AI Darth Vader you could talk to was definitely a highlight. I thought he was very fun, and the way they went about that. Battle Pass, decent. The flying the ships was pretty cool. I like the elements on the map and all that. But it was losing a bit of the aesthetic of the map overall, and I'm like, it was getting a little bit messy, and I'm like, you know, I don't know. I think there could have been a better version of this season, but it wasn't as bad as how the last Marvel season went, right? So, for me, I'm going to put that at the I'll put that bottom of the great tier, because I did really enjoy it. And then next we have the superhero season, the second last season. So that one, the aesthetic and everything was a bit losing. The battle pass I wasn't as huge on. I don't know. It's like the Superman stuff was cool, but I don't know. Like, just I wasn't really vibing with like the most on this season. But again, it was perfectly fine. I'm gonna put that at the top of the good tier, because I'm like, you know, all these superpowers and stuff was quite fun. That's the main thing that I'll put above from the season that's just below it. But it's not great or anything. You know, there's just more they could have done, and I don't know. I thought a bit more they could have done, and I don't know, I'm not really remembering too many specific things that were from the season, to be honest. But then we have the latest season. Actually, I forgot to include the Simpsons thing on here. But I'm going to do a mental chuck a JPEG on, right? So fear not. Simpsons season is included in this, because that's the season that currently is there. So last season with the Transformers, Power Rangers and all that was very fun. I loved how it assembled and, you know, what it was like when you got on it and played and everything like that. So that was all very fun. The Keep Up Demon Hunters thing was pretty cool. But the bug stuff I did not vibe with. It made the map very ugly. They were always annoying. But at the very end of the season, you know, they got rid of them and like made a few changes. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's, you know, not too bad. The Halloween stuff was very fun. One of the more fun Halloweens in my personal opinion, especially like some of the collabs that they did. So that definitely brought it up a bit, but it was a pretty inconsistent season. So it's very hard to sort of like, you know, range it. So again, I'm going to put it in the good tier, but I'm going to put it at the top of good tier, you know, because I'm like, yeah, you know, that's perfectly fine. It sort of evened out, and I'm like, that's very solid. You know, I can agree. Now, the Simpsons season, again, I'm going to virtually put it in when I place it, right? So this season, I was very much looking forward to it. I'm like, I love The Simpsons. I'm rewatching some of The Simpsons. But this season, I'm like, I didn't stick to it as much as I thought. I thought they would do a range of like better skins. I'm not huge on Bart and Lisa being in the mech things that they are. Sideshow Bob, I'm like, I just personally would have really liked him, but they didn't do him. So I'm like, I'm a little bit sort of, scuffed with that. And I don't know, like, I felt there's like a little bit more they probably could have done with the map, but it is like very different and refreshing and fun. So I'm like, that's very solid, and it is very memorable, and it's not really wasting your time. It doesn't have the best weapon pool. It did get a little bit better throughout the season, and I'm like, it's just a nice change of pace, and not too much to complain about. I thought, in terms of collabs, what they could have done for this, I really like how the battle bus, goes in as if it's the beginning of an episode and all that. So I think it's like very solid and fun. So for me, honestly, I'm going to put that at the very bottom of great tier, because I feel, I don't know, it didn't impact me as much as I thought it would. Like, I played a whole bunch at the very beginning, and then kind of dwindled a lot. I don't know, it just sort of, might just be my personal connection or something or other, I'm not too sure. But very solid still. I really enjoyed it. Hey, Editing Thomas here, but I forgot to include Chapter 1 OG and Chapter 2 Remix, so I'm going to cover those real quick. So Chapter 1 OG, I thought that was really fun. It being just like a month long, both these seasons were a shorter season. But this one here, I didn't get to experience Chapter 1 at all, because obviously I started Chapter 2, so experiencing this was like a glimpse into the past, but without the handicaps of the past, because this was like a lot more fast paced and they had some evolution to the gameplay and everything in comparison to the raw gameplay back then. So I thought it was a really solid time, so I would easily put that in top tier, but on the low end of top tier. And Chapter 2 Remix, this was so surreal going back in time to the chapter that I started after so long. I wasn't too huge on all like the remix rap things that they like did to the map. But the cars were really fun, and how you could actually like jump with them, that was a really fun aspect. So again, I'd put that in top tier, but on the low end of top tier. But that is all of the Fortnite seasons I have played, ranked. My brain is about to explode. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and let me know what your ranking of all the seasons you've played have been. Or, just what your favorite season is, just your top 3, your top 1, whatever you want to do. But thank you so much for watching. I don't talk about Fortnite too much, but I play it all the time. It's probably my most played game of all time at this point. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do a tier list, because we're entering a whole new chapter. So I'm like, now's the time as any to do it, rather than like in the middle of a chapter. I'm just like, we're finishing the Simpsons season and a whole new chapter is ahead, so now's the time to talk about it, if any. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for future videos. See you guys next time.